So who you got, Mace? Who's your MVP, man?
Actually, I got Luca as the MVP. My reasoning is different than probably most people be. Because if you've got Shea as your MVP, then I don't know. I'm not being funny. I don't understand how he's going to get it other than just his team and being liked. And if that's the deal, then we have to redefine what MVP is about because MVP isn't supposed to be a team award, it's an individual award. You're the most valuable player. So, by every metric you can measure, Luca is better than Shea. Not being funny, he averages more points, he averages more rebounds, he averages more assists. And here's the funny part, he averages more steals. Like, I need you to let that sink in. Luca, who plays no defense, averages more steals than SGA. That's crazy to even say out loud. So for me,
In the
I'm
passing
picking.
lanes, though.
I know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, but just in general. But if you think about their team, just in general, Lucas shouldn't be getting any steals whatsoever. While you've got SGA, who's got Chet back there, and he's got, you know what I'm saying, the young guns on the wing who are doing a lot of, you know what I'm saying, on ball guarding. So for me, I'm picking Luca, not necessarily just because I believe he's better than Wemby or he's better than Jokic. But if you're going to say general consensus is SGA is the MVP, well, then by what measure are you measuring? Because Luca literally has eclipsed him in every single statistical category that we're talking about: points, rebounds, assists, and steal. So is the MVP an individual award or is it a team award? Which is what you used to say, Meeks, back in the day. It's the popularity contest. You can't put much in it because when you look at the stats, you're gonna go, oh, Shea's the MVP. How? He averaged 30, 31. Luke averaged 34. He averaged six rebounds. He averaged 8. He averaged 6 assists. He averaged 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? By every measure you're choosing, Luka has more than he does. So that's my choice for it because there's no way personally I can choose him because I've always seen MVP as an individual award, which is why the year we talk about how Steve Nash won it, it was like, how? Like, there's nothing that you did that was better than Shaq when you won it. There's nothing you did that was better when Kobe should have won. So for me, I'm always going to pick the guy who has the better stats because it makes you more valuable in every measure to me. So that's why. And it's not a popularity contest. It's about what stats you put up on the board for me.
Well, just to play devil's advocate before you go, Scoob, um, SGA and the Thunder won 11 more games so far than the Lakers. Lost 10 less games than the Lakers.
Agree.
So, but to your point though, like I said, it never made sense, man. The MVP trophies, if we go down the list of people and you just look at the names and then think about the season that they had, it doesn't, none of them will add up to what the other one was. They're not going to be similar in many ways because there's never been a real criteria. Like I always say, if Steve Nash won it, then that means you were only going off of best record and best player on the best, and he wasn't even arguably the best player on that team. Amari Stoudemire was better than him, but so they just want to give it, like I said, you got to call it a popularity contest because what other real criteria are they giving it for? But I'll say who I think will who I want to win it, but I think they will give it to SGA because of the record, and if you look at the advanced analytics, he does have Luka beat in a lot of those analytics. So if you look at the plain paper, yes, Luka has put up better numbers, but they both were missing players, and they both got a decent roster. So I respect that pick though. Like I definitely think Luka should get a lot more love in the MVP conversation, but I guarantee he probably doesn't even get top 2
No.
pick this year. But how you feel, Scoob? Who you got?
So I definitely do not have SGA. Every day is getting harder and harder for me to watch OKC as a whole, but that's another story for another day. But as of right now, I got Wemby as my personal favorite for MVP. His season in San Antonio was 22-60. His sophomore season, that was 34-48. and now they're currently 54-18, second overall in the West. And Wemby got every bit of reason for San Antonio's success. I mean, they've been locking in on D. Buddy, what's his name?
Castle.
Yeah, he been locking shit up. I mean, their nickname is literally Area 51. Wemby's averaging like 25, 12, and 5, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Decent numbers, not nothing to call home about. But in the system that they play in, man, Wemby, he's really coming into his own. He's really having an impact on the shots that people take and decide not to take on offense. I mean, there's been times where he's been 2 feet in the paint and somebody could be wide open on the 3 and they see him coming and they change everything. You know what I'm saying? So I love seeing the impact that Wemby's having this early in his career. And even if he doesn't get it this year, if he continues to lock in and get stronger and get better, you know what I'm saying? If not this year, maybe next year. But my personal favorite, I got Wemby.
Okay. Yeah, I respect that. I like that pick also. Yeah, Wemby's gonna win a few MVPs when it's all said and done. He's definitely the defensive player of the year this year, no question. Nobody else is even close. So if he doesn't win it's crazy. But he's gonna win it this year, and he's probably literally gonna have 10 DPOYs if he stays healthy, which is a huge, huge if, because we've never seen nobody that size stay healthy for a long period of time. It's just pretty impossible. The human body wasn't even made to play basketball at this level and running this hard for that long and bumping against bodies and stuff like that for 10 plus years. The human body wasn't made to do stuff like that already. And then take into account this guy's 7'5", like it's just not gonna last. Like, and he plays like a guard. So if Wemby doesn't calm it down and slow it down, but which I don't want to see him do it, because it's like he's like a huge 7'5" Russell Westbrook. Like, it's motor, as far as his motor and his effort. So I love to watch it. Like, he's probably my favorite player to watch now because of how he covers so much ground and he just does so much for his team. And he cares so much. Like, he's just a great player to watch. But I don't think he's the MVP this year, but I do understand why you got him as the MVP, because they're number 2 in the West. And we expected them to be good, but nobody expected them to be right behind the Thunder, chasing behind the Thunder like that. And it's pretty much a team effort. Everybody's playing well and contributing to it. They got a really good team, but Wemby is the anchor and the backbone to the whole team. So he's definitely an MVP candidate. Both of them, Luka and Wemby, I would say, should be in the top 3. But the person I chose was Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, we all know what he did this year. He had a really good year. Boston is number 2 in the East, 47-24. And Tatum's been back a few games now and just now getting back acclimated. And the Celtics overall have been playing good, all of them. So just like the Spurs. So I'm not going to give it all the credit to Jaylen, but he's been doing his thing. He showed that he can do the unthinkable, because literally nobody expected Boston to do anything this year. Even though we know the East was trash, we still expected them to be a lottery team this year with no Jason Tatum.
Thanks.
So they're not going to give him the MVP. I can say it now. Like, we're not that type of podcast that's just going to pick the guys who y'all expect us to pick or everybody else is going to pick. So I'm glad we all chose 3 different people, but I don't think none of our guys are going to win. They're going to give it to SGA because they want a foreign guy to win each year. So as soon as they stop giving it to SGA, then it's going to be time for Wemby to win.
Or all the top candidates is for
or Luka. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's time. Luka's time is coming. If Luka would have been playing like this and didn't have that little gap in the middle, because the Lakers was playing trash for a good period of time. So I think that's why Luka won't get as much love also, even though they've been killing as of late, even though they just lost to the Pistons tonight. But Luka's been going on a tear, and yeah, so I like both of y'all's picks, man, but I don't think none of our guys are going to win it. And
I think Jaylen Brown, honestly, that's a great pick. You know what I mean? Funny. Like, everything about that pick, I would actually respect more than SGA. Like I said, if you're going to go there, this, like you said, if we're going off of that, we expected the Thunder to do what they're doing. No one expected that to happen, and Jaylen Brown put that team on his back.
Yep.
Like, so I gotta respect the Jaylen Brown pick real high. That's a solid pick, man.
Yeah, and he's still guarding the team's best player and shouldering the offensive load at the same time, man. They don't get enough love in this league, bro. And Ant-Man should get some MVP love as well because he plays both sides of the ball. And people just don't understand how much energy that takes, man. I gotta respect how much energy it takes to lock down or at least try to guard the best player on the other team every night. And then you're also the focal point on the offense every night, be a double and triple team. And then you got to run around with Steph Curry and guarding Kevin Durant and like just all of the best people in the world. It's tough, bro. You got to give love to that. So my MVP is usually going to be somebody who's playing both sides of the ball, or the best player. My favorite players usually play both sides of the ball.
I agree with both of you guys' picks for MVP over mine legitimately because in all actuality, you guys pick people who play both sides of the ball. And, you know, we are big on that on eyeball. Like I told you, the reason I chose Luka is because I said if you're going to choose SGA, well, damn it, you better choose Luka from a metric standpoint. But the MVP award is supposed to be, like you said, not the most valuable team, the most valuable player. And both of you guys are playing both sides of the ball and literally affecting the game's outcome. Whereas SGA is kind of like foul baiting and putting up numbers and getting bailed out by his team. So I like your guys' pick better than mine. Like I said, mine was just because on paper it looked better than him. So how are we giving it to him? So both sides of the ball definitely get way more respect for me.
Yeah, and Luka's one of those guys.
Luka too, though.
Yeah, I'm about to say Luka's one of those guys that's so good offensively.
If you're going to use SGA as the ruler, then Luka arguably is like, okay, well, let's put him side by side with Luka, who's having a better year. You know what I'm saying? OKC is going to have the spotlight on them because they are still currently the defending champions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's getting so hard to watch SGA hoop, bro. And I'm like, if it came down to it, nigga, I'm putting all my money on Luka. Like Jesus Christ. Because I'm like, I mean, we all know Luka is a damn Space Jam monster talent. He literally got sent to LA to be LeBron's replacement to hold up the franchise after he parts ways with the NBA. And he's still doing now what he's been doing since he was 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Out there playing at his own pace and making it look easy. And it's like you can see the shots that he's going to take and the moves that he's going to make from a mile away, and you still can't stop him.
SGA is the same way, but I don't like the flopping either, though. So I'll give you that. Like, I that's the one thing I can't vouch for. I wish he would stop that. But that's how we felt about James Harden, and I know you're a Rockets fan, Scoob, and everybody hated. He fathered SGA doing this shit, bro.
He did, and even as the resident Rockets fan, even when we had prime Mohawk Harden, I couldn't stand it then. I only tolerated it because, you know what I'm saying, he was hooping for the home team. But even then, like I couldn't stand that shit, bro.
What I will say, no defense to Harden whatsoever, because they both did it. Harden's isn't as egregious as SGA's. Like Harden at least at times. No, I'm saying it's like there's times where Harden actually did get touched. It was weak, but he got touched. There's videos of FGA not even getting touched, bro. Like he was literally, he's on the floor before he gets touched. Whereas Harden's fouls were weak. They were on the arm. SGA literally won't get touched. He'll do that right there, then fall down. And it's like, bro, no one touched you. Like literally.
Yeah, Harden. That's why I say he fathered it, because he didn't do it as much as SGA does that shit every play, pretty damn much. And then, but James Harden, his thing was, remember, he used to grab people's arms. He used to scoop your arm underneath his arm and act like they was locked together. He used to do all type of weird shit, or especially when y'all get on the ground together, he would do some weird stuff. So James Harden just he made it cool for this foul making,
the rip-throughs on the face up.
Yeah, you manipulating the refs, bro. He made it. He's the god of doing that, bro.
So this is the perfect segue then.